The final topic in Chapter 1 is arranging multiple documents. So all of our workspace elements like our panels, the document window, and tools are grouped into a single integrated window called our application frame. So that's this whole dark gray area, and our menu is at the top. When we open more than one document, the documents appear as tabs up here. So we have our L1 start, that was that first document we looked at, and then we have our start number 2. So we have 2 different items, and we can only at this point see one at a time by clicking on the tabs up here. Let's make sure that the L1 start 1 is our active document. And we can actually rearrange these tabs, which sometimes when you're going through your work, if you have 5 tabs open and you want them in some sort of a logical order left to right, you simply take this tab and you drag it straight over to the right and drop it here. And again, this may never happen, you may never need this, but sometimes having your tabs in a certain order is helpful, and you can do that. To see both of the documents open at the same time, this is helpful when you want to drag artwork from one document into another. You want to see them both at the same time. We can do this by cascading our documents, which basically stacks them, or we can tile them, which shows both at the same time. From our window menu, we're going to choose Arrange and Tile. And notice that we have 2 separate blocks. Let's go to L1 Start 2 and do a Fit in Window, Command 0. And then let's click on our L1 Start 1 and do the same thing, Fit in Window, which is a Command 0. By doing this, we can drag artwork between the documents if we wanted to. So for example, I could select this item and click and drag, and notice I have a plus sign over here, and when I let go, there it is. And we're going to talk about this in other lessons, but notice how I'm skewing it. It's not coming in proportional, but I can resize that and bring that into this document if I wanted to. I'm going to delete it because I don't want to do that, but you can drag from one document to another. After you're in this mode, if you want to consolidate the frames, we need to go back up to our application bar to the right of the house, and we need to go under Arrange Documents and Consolidate All. This will bring us back into the tab view that we're used to seeing. We can also use this to choose other versions. So if we had 6 tabs open, we might want to show them in a grid. We might want to show them 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, 6 up. We obviously don't have 6 documents, so we're not going to see a 6-up view. But this is another way of arranging the different tabs in your view. All right, let's just close these out. To close a file and not close Illustrator itself, so do not go up and click on the red dot here, or on a PC it would be the red X, I think, in the other corner. We simply want to close the files that we have open. So there's an X in the tab. We're going to click on that, and it's probably going to ask if you want to save this. In real life, you're always saving, but because this was just a test file, we don't have to, so we say don't save. And the same thing here, we're just going to close out this. Again, we didn't want to close Illustrator itself, we just wanted to close those files. All right, interestingly enough, when I come back to the main page, I'm seeing what I think and hope you saw at the beginning. We see, which is some other information on here, the Learn tab and the What's New. And if you have time or make time, you might want to look at this, What's New in Illustrator 2020. And we can work through this. It's just a little example of what they updated, what's better than the last version, etc. You can close that out. And there's also a Learn tab. And these are hands-on tutorials, and obviously you're going to be overwhelmed if you're new to Illustrator. I don't recommend you jump into these and go crazy, but you might want to look at just something simple or if you're ever struggling as we get deeper into this class, or you want to remind yourself of how to use Illustrator, there's all these great tutorials built in. This Get to Know Illustrator is an 18-minute tutorial that is awesome, and it's going to launch in your browser, and it's just going to go through the basics much like we just did. And once it loads, I'll show you what it looks like. Here we go. They do have a practice file that comes with it, and the first thing that you're going to do is just take a tour of Illustrator, which is what we just did in our last few videos. So lots of cool things are available to you in this startup window in the Learn tab, and I'm going to go back to the Home tab, and we are done with Chapter 1.